had the report because the language is identical in the report to parts of the Permanent Secretary's decision report. The editor of the Daily Record said they had a document in the Custody Walk documentary last year. So I had no reason not to be. I mean, the Daily Record have not, as far to my knowledge, I would think, have said anything direct to the ICO or to any investigator, but he said it on the Custody Walk documentary. But they had the document, there's no question about that, or part of the document, or an extract from it. There's one point of some confusion that I certainly haven't got to the bottom of yet, and that is that the ICO's procurator's report lists the various interested parties who have had copies of the report. It lists, for example, the complainers. It lists myself. It comes to the not unreasonable assumption that neither the complainants or myself had any interest in leaking the contents of the report. It lists the Crown agent, but the police, of course, who some people suggested might be the source of the leak, of course, had refused to accept the report from the Crown agent, so it couldn't have been the police. But it does list the Principal Private Secretary to the First Minister in that group of people who now I'm not, let me be absolutely correct here, I'm not suggesting Principal Private Secretary of the First Minister leaks things to the Daily Record. But when he came before this committee, he firstly confirmed that he had a copy or had received on behalf of the office a copy of the report, but subsequently wrote to the committee saying that wasn't correct. My question is quite simple, is why did the Procurator for the ICO list the First Minister's office in the list of people, interested parties who had access to the report? I don't know the answer, I just know that that was done, and I can't believe the Procurator for the ICO did it for no reason. There had to be a reason for believing that. My own feeling about this is that civil servants, I'm not saying that civil servants never leak, but they actually seldom leak. But if they do leak, they don't leak to the political editor of the Daily Record. And therefore, I think the leak was politically inspired, from who I think should and require further investigation. I think the matter shouldn't be at an end. I think it's a hugely serious matter. And one thing I would say, just finally on this, over the last few months, there has been a major police operation in Scotland, ordered by the Crown Office, trying to find out who leaked information to Kenny MacAskill MP, which came to this committee. That investigation, that I know for a fact, because Mr MacAskill told me a day or so ago, is still ongoing. And at the express wish of the Crown Office, that's been made clear, incidentally, by the police to everybody they've interviewed, including me, incidentally. My question is this: where has been the police investigation ordered by the Crown Office into what has been, for many people concerned, not least the complainants, a hugely distressing leak to the Daily Record in August of 2018. As far as I know, there has been nothing said or done by the Crown Office in terms of trying to determine where that leak came from. There does seem to be a disparity in their attitude to criminal behaviour as they see it.
Can I just pursue this very quickly, because I'm very conscious of time? In your submission to us, at page 10 of Appendix 4 in our papers, Appendix D, sorry, that you talk about, I am confident that I know the identity of those involved in the leak. Do you have any evidence to support that beyond what you've just told us? And are you suggesting that this requires further police investigation? I
think it does require further police investigation. I do believe I know the identity, but I'm not here at the committee to speculate on individuals that I cannot substantiate. Every statement that I make before this committee, I intend to have documentary evidence to support, and restricted to that. But on your question as to whether there should be a police investigation of this matter, I think there absolutely should be police investigation of the matter, because whoever leaked that document at that time caused enormous distress, certainly broke the law, and certainly there have been huge consequences for all concerned as a result of that leak.
Thank you, Mr. Salmond.